Hello and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what is an asset inventory. An asset inventory is a structured record of physical infrastructure assets that an organization owns, manages, or is responsible for maintaining. It goes beyond a simple list. An asset inventory establishes what assets exist, where they are located, and how they relate to each other within a system. For infrastructure owners, the asset inventory is the foundational data set upon which planning, maintenance, and decision-making depends upon. So now let's talk about how the process works, step by step. The map updates and the life cycle. The infrastructure map life cycle, the creation, the update, and the validation. Infrastructure maps are not static documentation. They follow a life cycle. First, baseline maps are created using available spatial data and visual documentation. Next, updates occur as infrastructure is built, modified, or removed. Validation ensures that these changes reflect accurately within field conditions and comply with internal standards. Ongoing updates maintain alignment between physical infrastructure and its digital representation, preserving accuracy over time. And with that, you have to understand the GIS layers and public works mapping. Geographic Information Systems, or GIS, organizes infrastructure data into layers. Each layer represents a specific class or data set. So, roads, utilities, signage, drainage, or right-of-way boundaries. These layers can be viewed independently or combined to utilize and analyze relationships between assets. Accurate mapping ensures that each GIS layer aligns correctly with real-world conditions, allowing agencies to analyze infrastructure as a whole rather than in isolation. Now let's talk about why inventories are foundational. Without a reliable asset inventory, infrastructure management becomes reactive rather than strategic. Inventories support capital planning, maintenance, scheduling, budgeting, compliance reporting, and risk management. They allow agencies to move forward and move from assumptions to evidence, and from anecdotal knowledge to understanding documentation. In practical terms, the quality of an asset inventory directly influences the quality of every downstream infrastructure decision. And when you gather this data, you have to think about how accurate maps integrate with public works systems. Accurate maps serve as a connective layer between multiple public work systems. GIS platforms provide spatial structure. Asset management systems store life cycle and maintenance data. Planning, permitting, and reporting systems rely on mapped locations for context and analyzation. When maps are accurate and aligned, these systems reinforce each other. And when they're not, data becomes fragmented and unreliable. Inventory data resides across multiple interconnected systems. GIS platforms store spatial representation of assets and their relationships. Asset management systems and register house descriptive and administrative information. Mapping platforms provides visual access to local-based records. Effective inventories maintains alignment across these environments to prevent fragmentation or data loss. Taking it one step further, what are the consequences of incomplete inventories? Incomplete or outdated inventories introduces significant risk. Assets may be overlooked during planning, improperly prioritized, or excluded from funding considerations. Mapping gaps reduce confidence in reports and weakens defensibility during audits and procurement reviews. Over time, small inaccuracies accumulate, undermining the reliability of an entire asset management framework. Taking it one step further, what are the consequences of incomplete inventories? Incomplete or outdated inventories introduces significant risk. Assets may be overlooked during planning, improperly prioritized, or excluded from funding considerations. Mapping gaps reduce confidence in reports and weakens defensibility during audits and procurement reviews. Over time, small inaccuracies accumulate, undermining the reliability of an entire asset management framework. So, how does GAT approach this area? At Grace Aerial Technologies, accurate mapping is created and treated as core infrastructure discipline. Our mapping workflow emphasizes on spatial accuracy, consistent data structures, and compatibility with GIS and asset management systems. We capture visual and spatial data in ways that support validation, repeatability, and long-term use. By aligning our outputs with public work standards and digital platforms, GAT supports infrastructure maps that maintain reliability, defensibility, and operational use.